Let's talk for a moment about education and behavioral problems in Portland schools. Numbers we found today seem to show a dramatic drop in the number of reported problems in the Portland School District, down by roughly 1,000 from 2,600 incidents in the 2019-2020 school year to just 1,600 in the most recent years. Now, it seems like a tremendous improvement, but maybe it's not. Our Christine Pitawanich talked with teachers on the front lines and found it might not be that at all, that it might be. Many have given up on actually filing reports of problems.
Sure. My name is Colin Hawkins. I teach science at Roseway Heights Middle School.
Colin Hawkins and his colleagues at Roseway Heights Middle School have seen a lot this year after starting things off with a brawl and walkout. Student behavior and outbursts are issues educators deal with on a near daily basis.
The behaviors we're seeing are violent to a level that I haven't seen in years past, in Portland at least. Teachers have been hurt, kids have been hurt. I've seen kids savagely beaten in the hallway. Kids will go and solve things at a park nearby.
And Hawkins says recently he started seeing a growing sense of vigilantism among students.
Students are trying to police behaviors on their own, which is not good. We had some students who pushed into a classroom because they were trying to defend a friend of theirs who had had some other students bullying her.
Outbursts and violence in the classroom had already been trending up before the pandemic. These photos from KGW's Classroom in Crisis series in the 2018-2019 school year. But as many educators have said, the pandemic made things worse. Special educators are feeling the brunt of it too.
Nathan and I have both been injured by students this year. Quite a few times, but each of us once in a way that required medical attention. And that's becoming more and more common.
Mary Darren is a speech-language pathologist, and Nathan Earl is a licensed clinical social worker. Both work with special education students.
So we're seeing hitting, kicking, spitting a lot more this year than ever before. Near daily, I would say, that a staff member comes away with some kind of physical manifestation of their day at work.
Throughout the year, educators have said a lot of the violence is happening at the middle school level. We asked the district for some numbers, and as of February 28th, it appears the incidents of fights and physical aggression across the district were lower than the same period for previous years. But the teachers union says numbers don't tell the whole story. Documenting can be time-consuming and futile.
But I know that is something we frequently hear from educators. How many times do I document the same thing and get no response before I stop using my time that way?
It's exhausting to use our planning time that we have so little of to document behaviors and student incidents that don't get followed up on.
Educators say it could be a backlog in processing documentation, or two different reporting systems may also be to blame for the discrepancy. But one thing is clear. They all say students are experiencing more need than ever.
Over 225 suicide screenings in quarter one, compared to 91 in quarter one of 2019.
Administrators at the district level say they know the need is high.
Some of our data is showing that there are less referrals this year, but our students are demonstrating more overt behaviors, such as running out of the classroom in elementary, fighting, or substance use issues in our secondary.
Brenda Martnick is the Chief of Student Support Services for Portland Public Schools.
We do have additional staff that are out there working in our classrooms, helping specific teachers, helping to identify and then support the behaviors with some plans.
And she says the nationwide staff shortage doesn't help efforts to fill positions in special ed classrooms and elsewhere. But money from the state allowed the district to put more counselors, social workers, and other mental health providers in schools. Martnick says a new commitment to a policy around discipline is also more supportive and less punitive in nature.
Although we do actually in restorative justice, we do have circles and we talk about the harm that's been caused. And each person gets a chance to open up and really talk about that.
But teachers like Hawkins aren't convinced the discipline system is working.
But what they'll tell the community is we're doing things like restorative justice. We're doing things like having a study hall room where there's somebody working with your kids.
He says the room meant for students to talk about and work through issues isn't staffed. What Hawkins and other educators say it comes down to is more adults or fewer kids per classroom to make sure kids' needs are met.
When you have 30 kids in a classroom, all with highly disparate need levels, the decisions become more of triage and less of like a positive educational plan.
Martnick says the district is trying to help.
And what I want them to know is that we see them, we hear them, we are trying our hardest to try and provide those supports to them. I don't want to give excuses about the staff shortage, but it is real, and I applaud them for their work. It's just a really, really tough time right now.
In early May, the teachers union said data from the district indicated 26 fewer licensed special education staff in classrooms next year if the proposed budget is approved. A Portland Public Schools spokesperson says that number is now down to 5 fewer full-time special education staff. The school board is scheduled to vote on approving the budget tomorrow night, with a second and final approval vote in June. I'm told between now and then, the budget could continue to change. Christine Pitawanich, KGW News.